Now what we're going to do is we are going to show you how to make a standard graph in Google Drive. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit New. You're going to go to Google Sheets. You're going to open yourself up a spreadsheet. So here we are. This is Julie's graphs. And we're going to go down here. We're going to enter our data. And for this, it can be accepting no. All right, so I'm going to enter some dates. We'll do 5/6/19, 5/7/19. Oh, didn't click that one all the way. Now you can definitely number this as sessions like 1, 2, 3, 4, but usually for billing purposes, it's definitely easier to do it as a session date instead of a session number. So for accepting no, it's going to be out of a percentage. So I'm going to write in some percentages here. 50. And obviously it can be variable, but we don't want it to be variable. Clearly, we want it to be a bit higher, a bit more accurate. We want me to be accepting no at a steady pace. All right, so now that I have my data in, I'm going to highlight all of it. I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Chart. Now, it opened up as a chart here. As you can see, everything's a little off center. Our percentage is not up to 100. Our dates look funny. So, as I've said in previous tutorials, this one we are going to do the make it pretty and get everything set up. So, this is just going to be accepting no. You come over here. This is how you customize everything. Go to chart title, accepting no, always center it and make it black. I'm actually going to go back to setup really quick. Sometimes these two buttons aren't clicked, and if you can see, it turns it into a very strange graph. So always use column A as labels and use row 1 as headers. So this is row 1, date and accepting. So just so you know, your x-axis is your date, your series is accepting no. All right, go back to customize. Now we need to go to our horizontal axis would be session date. It's already centered, but make it black. Go to our vertical axis, and this is going to be percentage of acceptance. Make it black. All right, and now we are done with that portion. Go to our series. The color needs to be black. You don't need this to be dashed. Point size. Sometimes I think the 0.2 is a little bit too small. So we're going to enter in a point size. Hit enter. Now you can see your points. Line thickness is 2. That's good. I'm going to go down. It's always nice to have a trend line just to see. Obviously, I'm having an increasing trend. This helps parents understand better what they are actually looking at. All right, legend. You don't need a legend. If you have multiple data paths, a legend might be useful, especially when you're writing up FBAs, you're filling in some of the assessments, like the motivation assessment scale, anything like that. You might need a legend just so you can show where the different ones came from, what the different lines are. Because in Google Sheets, you can't get as fancy as you can in Excel, so you have to make some exceptions. So you don't need a legend for a graph like this. Now we're going to go horizontal axis. As always, make it black. And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down, and the slant labels, right now your labels are kind of all over the place. You're going to slant them to 90 degrees. So then we have the 7th and the 9th. If you treat labels as text, it'll bring all of them up. So then, or at least more of them up. But it kind of off centers them a little bit, so 511, 512, 513. Okay, that's not too bad. Obviously, you don't always need to do this, but it can be beneficial to have it on there. Okay, I'll close that out. Vertical axis, you want to make it dark. Make it black. You are not going to be able to get rid of the grid lines without messing up your graph, and you are not going to be able to add this axis line again without messing up your graph. So just leave it there. Your min value obviously cannot be, or it's going to be 0, and for a percentage you need to be out of 100. So add that on in. Makes your graph look quite a bit better. There is an option for grid lines, but as I'll show you, if I were to just suddenly none, it makes it look a little funny. Go back to auto, and even if I did make it white, which does get rid of it on this, there's times where you try to change it for having multiple and it will screw it up. So if it doesn't screw up your data, feel free, but if it does, then I would stop there. And there you have it. There's your graph. It should, as you want to add more data in, for instance, I just added 514, say I was able to accept 80% of my trials. There, just added right on, a nice update, and you're ready to go.